Let's go! Oh my goodness, pass for him. Absolutely unbelievable.
That box for his cover, but WOXIC will not miss his chance with the Glock. Malta, in the meanwhile, is about to be hard pressed by many a terrorist. It's only going to be Chris J, who is actually lurking out on long. So he needs the rest of his team to start getting some results here on the B side. That's exactly what they're doing. They've been tested, but they passed for the time being, and they may get a couple of drops here. But WOXIC spins around and gets his one does too, in my opinion. Ins using the off angle in the smoke. Dexter has positioned in mid, and we'll get the drop onto Sicko. I thought for a moment he may peek out a little bit too early. And there's a second one as well. Finally, Greyhound get themselves a solid buy, and it's...
That smoke's going to come up. There's no way for Ends to really get back. But Sicko hits a nice little op shot before that smoke can really settle in. And now all of a sudden there is some hope at holding this.
Especially as Malta's also chipped in with a kill. dickstacy, though, going to get caught at range. Still trades out Chris J. I think he may have just seen an arm around the corner. And WOXIC, he is trying his damnness to make this round stick. He's missed 2 shots uncharacteristically, but 3rd time's a charm. And Mouse Sports caught when he goes across, because Sicko does have an AWP trained in on it. Not going to be required potentially. Flashbang out. Already dinked behind the boxes and finalized. They are going to be coming in, but this is also where WOXIC can start to be a real pain in the backside on Greyhound. Is it going to be one round? It would be classic banter if we got fired on the very last map.
Yeah.
How many maps have we even casted? It must be 25, 30 or something, right?
We had 10-day one. Yesterday we did...
Sicko, though, sat here, flicks across, but it's Rops that's going to strike first in this encounter. And so unfortunately for Sicko, Malta, very much the same. Players watching this could get really shady, really fast. dickstacy peeks without Sicko behind him. That was their chance to maybe get an avenging kill. That Molotov's way too deep. But Chris J buries a couple of probably exit frags. I mean, Dexter, to be fair, can't really get away. Maybe he can just fight his way out. That is another possibility. Okay, Dexter,
shot in. It's just gonna be guesswork, and oh, Malta hits him in the head.
So many things working against him. He's backing away. He's waiting to find an angle of some aggression to go into, and there's Dexter. Greyhound.
That's it.
Last round of the half to get back on track. Smoke being deployed. HE out, and there's Frozen as well, calling it perfectly. Sicko, though, returns fire. Now Rops, it's his moment to push out, catches dickstacy in the back. So much pressure on Sicko. And he's not going to be able to pass with. Rops has this locked down, but he has shield, does he? Dexter swiveling round the corner, trying the jumping shot. It's going to be fast and frenetic, and WOXIC, the vanguard of A, is putting bullets down range and landing headshots all over the place. The bomb's gone down. Oh, there's the 3rd. WOXIC turning it on
the site. They all have SMGs up close. Pot flash comes through. Rock's good for 1 as well. Dexter at least able to trade it back.
Carrigan situated on the site with the MP9. Sprays in, riddles his head with bullets. Molotov frag onto Dexter. Here comes Frozen. Leaving Sicko 1-on-4 with the scout. He's tanked 1 player and a second. They're getting in that range, but Frozen with a CZ is going to put this map to rest. Picked up so many pistol rounds in the prior 2. Pistols just flicks across and connects onto dickstacy. He may not be done just yet. His battery is still fully charged. And Malta last of 4. WOXIC with another 4K.
One good shot. Rops trying to get a little bit aggressive there on the window. Is going to be punished for it. Looks like WOXIC's trying to come back and do the same thing. Good shape.
They are, even though dickstacy was flashed, he did a ton of damage to Chris J. Molotov on the balcony. Carrigan's holding the line. Finally, though, the Chris J and Frozen. Last 2 remaining. Also, on the graveyard, they know now that Inns is last seen in the pit, and there is Frozen. Banana, and this is going to give Mouse Sports the opportunity to just sit in position. Carrigan's going to get pushed. He was caught with a nade out. It's surprising he even got a kill from that.
Even lurking around beside them, catches the headshot on Ends.
Time, archers respectively. Malta, 7 HP. If he peeks, he's dead. Did a bit of damage, more so than I was expecting. Sicko doesn't have the AWP, but has the AK. There's the first kill, able to dart back. This is now very much a winnable round for Greyhound. They need Sicko to stand his ground, and their members have already pushed up. Now the smoke is down, and let the battle commence. Chris J actually has Greyhound all running away down in the smoke. They line up for him.
Surely they check this corner. Surely they don't just walk right by. They do. Kerrigan gets a chance, but he's only good for one.
Estonian
It's still
on the back of the site from the graveyard. He will be putting bodies down, but he himself will be falling. Now Chris J, Mr. Mouse Sports himself, flashbang over, Sicko Deagle in hand. Gonna try and repel this push, stop it from coming into fruition, and Sicko needs these extra counter-terrorists here. Well, he needs them there yesterday, really. Dexter, hear the bomb being planted down. Dexter has been spotted. No, Chris J.
So very likely gonna have to see them. Frozen trying to hold a bit of an off angle here around the fountain, trying to see if he can't come up with something individually. He does get one.
But it's only one. And with his death
Even
and
on a tear, this will be their 6th round in a row.
They're going to mix up the pace. They're going to be pushing straight up arches. Dick Stacy takes the point of the spear of the attack, but it's been dulled and dwindled away by Carrigan's brilliance. 2 kills to him. Mouse Sports seemingly awakening. Inns tries smoke. About to get peeked from Rops as well. His days are numbered. 4 plays left.
Can turn around and help out though if he feels the need to.
Pretty easy and straightforward for Mouse Sports as all the players dart out of the apps into their doom. Dexter spraying up through the barrels. 13 HP to his name. Make it 0. Malta using quad as his sanctuary. Also maybe going to try and bait in Dick Stacy, who doesn't need it. But now WOXIC and Frozen. WOXIC, who's picked up 4Ks time and time again in pistol rounds, has got 2 more in this one. It could be a 3rd unless Sicko's careful. His head is very vulnerable over the box. WOXIC turns around, lands the Glock onto Dexter, and he has an advocate starting off in this round, so he's gonna have to smoke onto the site, maybe tap it, try and draw out. WOXIC into the open. He's gonna tap it out on here. Getting tagged, sticking to it now. WOXIC is missing a lot of Glock bullets. Not like this, WOXIC. Not like this. There's 3 seconds to go. He's still spamming through the smoke. There's not enough bullets connecting. And how the hell is Sicko full 10-second defuse in the
4-on-4 pretty early on here. Malta making it. Even Malta has kind of drifted out of there. It's really just mostly Sicko on the site with an AWP, but that's going to be more than enough as he takes down Rops.
So many times Sicko delivers in these situations.
Dick Stacy, though, does get picked up on by Kerrigan. There's at least a trade back from Inns, though, at Coffin. Sicko, 2 catching Rops at middle. He's getting some help through the CT spawn rotation also. Kerrigan gets the kill, but Inns is right there.
But 3 players going to be pushing onto him. Sicko.
Couple with 4 players surviving. Last time I was the closest where only 3 survived. But that's still a hell of a lot. And now Dexter has the opening kill into this one and another.
Oh, solid flick for WOXIC. Was tossed in middle. Smoke tried to defuse it, but now Dick Stacy from the bottom of Banana. Gonna trade out. Bomb's been dropped. Drops SG in hand. About to be smoked out, but decides to push past it. There's a flashbang in. It doesn't work, and there's a double spray. The flash
it up on top this flower pot area. He could be a real problem. He's looking over the top of this smoke. He's good for 1. Frozen does trade.
Sicko stuck on the site. Doesn't have any help at all because Malta has been thinned out.
Also worry about Rops, who is really good at timing out those peaks from the port, or excuse me, the balcony, I should say. Coming out of
following it up, there's another smoke. Well-placed flashbang. Blinds in, but the smokes are doing so much work. They've kept Mouse Sports behind the smoke. That's such a huge...
So does Greyhound, and they have great positions all across the board. The high-low right here from second oranges from Inns and Dexter and Dick Stacy.
Dexter, there's no smoke. There's 3 kills for him. He can't quite get both. Sicko in close proximity. There's a no-scope onto Chris J, and the bomb goes sprawling to get a wide peek onto him. And now the smoke is cleared. There's another one. 3 kills in the round for Sicko. And Dick Stacy is going to take us to Mirage. But Sicko takes 250 from Rops. Will be his demise. WOXIC gets flashed, but still comes out with 2 kills. How is that a possibility? How has that just happened? He was fully flashed. And he just flicks across to both of them. This bomb's not planted for them, but on the cross, maybe they can deal with Sicko, who is the kit wielder. Malta with 1. But again...
Looking like we're going to see a pretty fast take up the A ramp here from Mouse Sports, picking up the pace a little bit here in the opening.
In's up, and that's exactly what's happened. He's been tagged down to 5. He is the kit wielder. Taps across from WOXIC. Here comes Frozen. Under wraps pretty comfortably when Ins went in to start things off. Frozen almost baiting Chris J.
But it is also true that it started this way on Inferno. I think Mouse Sports were up 5.
Already hopping down with flashbangs accompanying them. Malta and Dick Stacy, but there's WOXIC with his AWP. He's chipped in with 2, and he's going to have to get the full ace and a 1v3 clutch. If Mouse Sports aren't going to concede their first round. Are now. 7 seconds to go. Going for the plant. Sicko around the corner.
Malta finding it. Aggression on the A ramp from Dexter. Kerrigan will gladly take that opportunity away. Rops now coming out of the palace. What happened to Kerrigan? Did it not extinguish all the way?
Even if they can take one of these guns away, that's going to be good enough.
Much. And there it is.
And I'm sure many of which the Australian fans will be thinking right now, especially as Sicko has just been splattered by
Not even get to save anything here as Frozen is right in the right position to stop Malta. Now it never got this bad for Greyhounds. Has 2 rifles on B site now.
Frozen was completely... Wait, what? How is Dick Stacy not killed Frozen there? He had him absolutely dead. On the palm of his hand, on a plate that one
time. Playing Vitality in the quarterfinals tomorrow. We have an all-Swedish affair in the other quarterfinal between Fnatic and MIP on Swedish Soul. That's going to be a banger. Dick Stacy could be a huge, huge problem, Vince.
He could, but he's been weeded out by
onto the board for Mouse Sports. They are indeed just seemingly...
He is. If he landed the first, he may have been able to get a second. Sicko. Again, last bastion of hope in so many rounds. Maybe called upon once more. In still looking towards the connector. Maybe assuming that a look was in play. WOXIC tickling the bomb, drawing out players. There is the kill onto Dexter. Sicko 1v3. We've seen these pull off quite a few times, but a slow peek against WOXIC will not do. Greyhound can muster much of a comeback. Sicko flick across. Beautiful headshot onto Chris J. Dick Stacy using the gap between the smokes. Gonna try and pot as many heads as he possibly can. Sicko's gone down. WOXIC is looking. And with the second, they actually landed the last. But they have pushed Mouse Sports far enough back to get up in the face. A Gooch actually delivered onto Dick Stacy by In's hands. Flashbang onto Kerrigan. He's going to just back away with his USP and let them come to him. 1 kill goes his way, but that's going to be all she wrote. And now the rest of his team are barreling down on the site. Frozen and Chris J exchanging headshots. Dick Stacy and Dexter are so very low. Dexter is lining them up, but he's a one-man.
They're so nasty across the board.
Oh, Robs, calm down. Don't do it. Both licking their wounds. And Rops, who's already got 2, is going to add a 3rd to his collection.
Oh,
no
my,
4th. Now smoke in the eyes. Chris J goes aggro. That's to his death. And now Dexter with a deagle is trying to hold it down from Palace. Maybe this isn't over just yet. Rops though is though. They don't have any flashes or smokes to deal with the push, but Dick Stacy is Dexter. Rops still tapping, still finding headshots. Bomb is dwindling away in the smoke. It's going to line them up and knocks them both. And Rops pull out the magic deagle again. Only the one time. Frozen, interestingly, is actually pushing in with the AWP. You'd expect that maybe they want to hold on to this, and that's why. He's got 2 kills. The bomb's been dropped. Greyhound, this is a round you simply had to get. If you don't, there's going to be 10 match points. 10 elimination points if you're Greyhound. Facing off against you, here's the CZ Kerrigan from the wings of jungle is going to pounce with 2. The heartbreak is... With Rops in middle on the window. And Dexter, Mouse Sports, they have equalized at least, but the player behind them, Malta, who've been getting round the back of window, is the next to be dispatched. It ends in a 1 versus 4 Desert Eagle. Now it is at least in the realms of possibility, but Chris J has it. Chris J has it. And Mouse Sports now have a place in the playoffs.